one place. I'm sure you've been told, na, you would ask those questions. You must clap. Yeah? And look very intelligent. So, yeah. Actually, this is also a very boring topic. I'll try. So, what we'll do is, if this has to become interesting, I think you need to ask me questions. I've put together some slides. There are a lot in my head. So those slides will just trigger some thoughts, right? And they're not in any random order. And I'm going to actually show you a lot of stuff which we are doing at TechM. Okay? So what am I supposed to do with this? This way? This. Oh no, sorry.
Put it on the...
Okay. Okay. I got it. So, yeah. So I put some slides. So all of this stuff that we have here on the slide is actually something that I made as a presentation to the senior management headed by CP Gurnani at one time. And I pulled a lot of that here, and that's why I told Madam Professor Nanwani that I will not be able to share this, so I hope you don't copy it. It's not supposed to be shared, but I'll kind of put it out there. So feel free at any time to stop me and ask a question. So so whenever a speaker is asked a question, he says it's a good question. What it means is he knows a great answer for that, right? If it's not a good question, I'll say we'll take it offline. Yeah. I'm sure most of our professors do that too, right? So we'll take it offline. So yeah. So what we'll do here is that, so what is reinventing the sales force? Anyway, in this batch, so before that, and while you read that, how many people in this room have a mobile phone? Stupid question, right? But I'll ask that. No, you put it up.
How many don't have a mobile phone?
Huh?
You should ask the question, how many don't have a
Okay, how many don't have a mobile phone? How many don't have a mobile phone? How many don't have a mobile phone? Okay. My question was, how many do not have a smartphone? Smartphone. How many have two? Two. Okay, great. Now put it off, huh? So, put it off. Okay, now, how many in this room are on Twitter? Twitter. Hey, okay, about 30%. So which means the rest are not on Twitter. Another stupid question. How many are not on WhatsApp?
We had this question before.
That's a stupid question answered correctly. Another stupid question. How many are not on Facebook? No problem. How many are not on Facebook? Okay, because why you are now on Instagram, is it? Alright, great. The reason I'm asking all of this is that I have been given a mandate very recently by CP. CP is the short form for CP Gurnani. And he's given me the mandate of making the senior leadership of about 125 people in the company digital. Into inverted commas, digital. And digital is a monster that nobody knows what it is about, right? Everybody says digital. So I am trying to grapple with it in runtime and trying to put together some syllabus, and I'm trying to do different things for different people. And one of the things I said is, okay, 125 people, great. How many are baby boomers? So what is baby boomer? Baby boomer is, anybody knows? New. Okay. So you should Google. I think you should, don't open the mobile phone anyway. Baby boomers are people who are born before 1963. People like me. And many people in the front row. Yeah? Before 1963.
But
Yeah?
after 45.
Okay. Then the next are Gen X people. Generation X. So Generation X are people who are born between 63 and 80, I think 1980. Again, a lot of people in the room up to the 6th row. Yeah? And the rest, which is most of you, are millennials. Millennials, okay? So I've broken up this 125 people, and because you can't do everything for everybody, right? So if you go and tell him, are you on Twitter? You're not on Twitter, right?
I am.
You are on Twitter, my word. My word. So, you know, my dad won't be, right? My wife's dad
Wrong
won't
question
be.
to the wrong boy.
Yeah. There are always exceptions, right? Like while I am a baby boomer, but mentally I am a millennial. So yeah, so there will always be exceptions. So when I am trying to put this digital training for people, my challenge is I've talked something to this, I've talked something to this, or something. So, and that's the fun, right? So that's the whole fun, because unless the Gen Xers and the baby boomers understand how the millennials communicate and behave, we are in for a hard time, isn't it? How many of you sleep with the mobile nearby? Stupid question. How many of you don't sleep with the mobile nearby?
I make it a point.
Okay, because of radiation hota hai. I sleep with the mobile nearby. And you know, and I'm a baby boomer, so I have to get up in the night twice to pee and look at it, right? So, hota hai. You need to understand. So therefore, there's another theory that I'm actually not covering the slide. If you notice, I'm not going there. I'm just talking off my head. Now, the other thing that is very important, very crucial, because of this is that in today's digital world, the information arbitrage does not exist, or rather, it is very limited. So in my time, I worked for 10 years with Godrej. So you know, Godrej and you know the heavyweights in the company probably knew far more than I did. Okay, and because information was not available to me. Okay, in today's world, the information arbitrage is only 10%, 15%, which means you potentially can know 80 to 85% of what your board knows. The board knows only the 15%, 20%. Yeah, so potentially. How do you use it? How do you research? How do you go to the various sites and put that together? Up to you. But still today people don't do it because millennials apparently, psychometrics show, are lazy. Psychometrics, I'm not saying. Anyway, we'll go here. Coming back to this mundane sense. Okay, going back. Oh no, I didn't know how to go back now.
Previous. Go previous.
Previous slide, wow. Previous. So there are two things to the sales force, right? How when you reinvent the sales force, you have to adapt to a new selling methodology and you have to adapt to selling business. You made a very nice point. You know, I run a program called AIM, Achievers in the Making, where we identify young software engineers in the company, and they are then trained over 3 or 4 months to become entry-level salespeople in the company itself. Right? So they are already in the company doing coding, and then they we pick them, identify them, pick them up, and then we train them. So to make this whole program very enriching, so over time we've been doing for 3 years. So I decided that this year, this AIM batch, we will give them the Harvard Managed Mentor online training program. Right? But then we didn't give it to all, so we did an analysis and good people, bad, not so good. We give 50%. But out of the 50%, 4 or 5 people came back and said, "Sir, mujhe kyun nahi mila, sir? Why not?" And they badgered me, and they badgered me. And when a few people dropped out here and there, who do you think I gave it to, right? I gave it to those 4 or 5, right? So, you have to ask. Long-minded thing, but you have to ask. And this is something that as, the Indian, thank you, पूछूं? उसको ही मैं इतना अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ ना, उसको मालूम होना चाहिए ना. नहीं होता. I took 15 years to learn this. 15 years. So I'm giving you all of this experience to tell you that. Ask. So yeah, good point, and I would not have covered that. So how has selling moved? So if have you read anything about selling? Suna hai? Anything have you heard? techniques. This is a very boring slide. I will cover it quickly. So I think this more or less, the first 3 rows will understand. So I will not inflict it on the others. You can continue to look at your mobile phone now. The hunter farmer, right? So there are a certain set of the Eureka Forbes guy who comes and knocks at your house. They don't do it anymore these days. But in my time, they used to come and knock on the door and sell the Eureka Forbes. That's the ultimate in hunting, isn't it? So he has his area given is Koregaon Park, North Main Road. And when I'm on stage, I own the stage. So so yeah. So let me do my job. I gave you an option, but you have to now suffer this. So again, since this audience has not been through much of this, so this I will just rush through, which is that in typical IT sales and all that, they have a CRM and they look at it. Oh, have you qualified? Have you given the demo? Have you done the POC? Have you done the business case and that kind of stuff? So all that is data oriented, okay? Whereas judgment oriented is, I think, the customer is now ready to buy, or the customer is big bazaar, right? This guy will come and do say no. So ultimate hunting, ultimate. I mean, where you have to face so much of rejection. Farmer is, like the word suggests, Tech Mahindra for many years had just one account. It was called Mahindra British Telecom those days, and the account was British Telecom, right? So anybody selling in British Telecom is a farmer, right? So he doesn't have to worry about getting up in the morning. Aaj Nariman Point down. He has to go to the same office and he's going and covering different people and so on and so forth. But in today's world, a different flavor has come called hunting in the farm. But I will not go there. Just remember that you have heard this phrase called hunting in the farm. 2 साल बाद सुनोगे हाँ Krishna Gopal बोला था. Feature-based sales. So so this hunter farmer thing, where it came because of insurance sales, right? So people would sell insurance, and then they would want to move on, but this guy is pulling them back. Abhi ye karo, abhi wo ho gaya. So they split the kind of people and said, okay, you get new, and this guy will service this fellow. The farmer was this guy, and they were hunting new customers. Feature-based selling was, your Eureka Forbes fellow. He comes to your house. You know the whole situation, right? You've heard this joke. So he'll clean up the place. Sir, I'll just show you, sir. I'll clean up the carpet, heavy carpet. So he'll clean up the carpet, and then he will say, "And acha hai na, bahut clean hai na?" Ah, theek hai. So मैं husband को पूछ के बोलता हूँ. Please go. So then he will say, okay. He'll open the thing. इतना कचरा रहेगा उसमें. अरे क्या what is this? तेरा घर का ही है वापस डाल रहा हूँ. That's a killer feature, right? He's showing you how much kachara he has removed. Maybe he's put other kachara before that, you don't know. But the feature-based selling is about that, right? Sucks it so much and so on. Solution selling, it became a little better, and then people said, no, you cannot now be only talking about, just the product. So solution-based selling, I won't go there. Consultative selling, consultative selling is, what does a consultant do? Advice. He looks at your watch and tells your own time. And so consultant is about, coming into a firm, having a dialogue, finding out what is going on, etc., etc. And then saying, okay, you now need an ERP. And yeah. Yeah, request for proposal, okay? Request for proposal. So, request for proposal. So what is request for proposal? The previous gentleman, I think it was you were talking about how Cisco is going to sell to governments and e-governance and all that. So the government sends out one document to say that I want to buy 100,000 of equipment, right? Again, since it's selling, a study shows that, and by the way, okay, I'm going to ask another question. Anybody want to put up their hand? Okay, this group also includes. Chalo. What is your cloud score? Ha! I feel good. You don't know.
I have a cloud score.
Kitna?
I've forgotten, but it's pretty good. 167.
Hey, then you don't have it. Then you don't have it. Cloud score is up to 100 only.
Okay. No, I've forgotten. I checked it in 6 months.
1.67 होगा. Sorry. So, cloud, K-L-O-U-T. K-L-O-U-T. Google it, okay? Cloud is a site that allows you, so once you can log in with your Twitter, Facebook account, allows you to link all your social media accounts. So you can link it to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you're blogging onto Blogger, to WordPress, to YouTube, to Google+, to Flickr. And it has a patented algorithm. Last lady is also bored to death here. That's why I'm asking you questions. You. Behind, no, not you. Move like me? It's already finished. Yarn is over. I have not taken the picture now. Me? That's what you do. Anyway, so cloud, K-L-O-U-T. So it will give you so it has a patented algorithm. You won't believe it. Yes. Patented algorithm that looks at all your posts, etc., and then comes out and says that your score is so and so, right? So I'm supposed to be very good in the company. CP says दूसरा काम नहीं है खाली social media में रहता है. And yet my cloud score is only 52. So there's an article that you should read about it. So somebody went for an interview, and then in Bay Area, for San Francisco, for a digital company, and they asked him what's the cloud score. Huh? Like you guys did, right? So and then he turned. So he said, okay, what's your name? And so then he turned it around and said, look at your cloud score is 32. All right. And then the interview ended very fast. And later on, they found that they hired somebody whose cloud score was 67. Okay, so there are a lot of pros and cons about cloud. So, but I think it's here to stay. Okay, so if that is happening with individuals, enterprises are doing much more than that about your company, isn't it? Like Mahindra. Go in depth. They'll know what you're doing. What are your customers saying about you? What are the employees saying? How many of you are on Glassdoor? Glassdoor, yeah. Glassdoor is a place, I always ask this question. When I... 40. Yeah, 167 तो नहीं है. That's square root of, So, where was I? Glassdoor. So when I'm interviewing, so in interview when I'm interviewing candidates, right, everybody is on best behavior, isn't it? He's saying that how great I am. I'm saying how great a company I am. And both are false, to an extent. There's some truth in that, but both are, and it's like marriage, isn't it? So, and I always ask this question of candidates. What do you know, and this will basically you prepare, whenever you have to, what do you know about Tech Mahindra as a company, and I pause there. Here are the next words. I pause clearly. As a company to work for. Tech Mahindra is a $4 billion company. Arey boss, how do you care? How does a company to work for? ऐसा देखिएगा. So, elementary, my dear Watson, you should go to Glassdoor. You should go to your phone your previous batchmates who have ever worked. Phone vendors who are supplying to tech. Hey, फालतू कंपनी का पैसा टाइम में नहीं देता है. You've come to know of all of this, isn't it? If you are not paying the vendor in time, will they pay us in time? Tech Mahindra pays before time. I'm just saying, we are a cash-rich company. We give, 1,000 crores. So many movies come and sit there. Right? But yeah, in those days, they used to come and give this fellow, many movie stars were, I guess, video shop fellows. So it's like that. I don't have to buy. I'm just thinking, my son's wedding is coming up. क्यों लूँ यार? एक लड़के पहन के दे देने का वो. My son will kill me if he knows that I'm thinking like this. But yeah, maybe we should.
Okay. A lot of Bollywood stars, it seems, are doing this now.
They might.
Marriages also.
Because they got to live up to a reputation.
From designers.
Yes, you have to live up to your reputation. Yeah. Yodel is the best place to swap your stuff. My God, I'm going to go to this site because I'm not putting, what is it called? Blessings, please only. तो फिर साला स्टेज में फाइट होगा. नहीं आपको लेना पड़ेगा. ऐसे को जो देना दो. So what will happen? I will get 10 Ganpatis. Yeah. I will get 14 dinner sets. Awesome, no? You can swap. So dinner set ke badle we get those. I think the US guys are very good, right? They make a big list. And then they will say, मुझे ये चाहिए. And then people will say, अच्छा, ये जूता मैं दूँगा. ये नहीं देता है. ये कलर स्पा हनीमून मैं दूँगा. इधर अभी तक हो रहा है. I'm told it is happening, but we are very traditional. South Indians are traditional there. ये क्या है? Clearance है, ठीक है. हाँ. Shop for any occasion, find the best fit, select a time for it, return for free.
I just know her name.
Taking a cloth example that you.
What example?
Cloths ko.
Claus. Klaus. K-L-O-U-T. K-L-O-U-t. हाँ.
So, I'm asked like, being online or being very active online is one of the important feature.
Nothing in excess is good, na? But when we were online as people who were 18 or 60s born and all that, and we've seen the journey. Even today, Facebook jata hu to I still am a little like that. But I think in office. But I think going on social media is work. You don't have to be apologetic about it. It is work. It is not, you don't have to do alt tab and bring up a Excel sheet, to somebody is passing by. It's no longer sharamnaik nahi hai. So you have, अरे तू क्या कर रहा है Facebook पे क्या time pass कर रहा है? No, मैं work कर रहा है. I'm checking this out, etc. I'm posting about my company and all that. So, but if you are doing that 8 hours a day, it's a problem. Okay, so you have to be present there, you have to be a netizen, and like anything else in life, it has to be in reasonable moderation. Now, what is that reasonable moderation? Should be 1 hour or should it be 2 hours? It's your decision.
Sir, that is true. And Wi-Fi, why do they restrict that?
Huh?
Why do the companies restrict the Wi-Fi usage then? This is
theater
banned, that is
theater
banned.
theater में नहीं करना ऐसा बोलना. Everybody is in a dilemma. It will happen. Okay. Does it bother you that you don't have Wi-Fi? That's what I tell my senior manager. That Tech Mahindra has this policy by the way. That Facebook, you can, we will let you do it 1 hour a day. Screw you, man. I can do it in this, no?
Mobile.
Where is my mobile, by the way? I can do this whatever time, unlimited time. Do you think I need your permission? I'll do it here. That's another digital disruption, no? The CIO is worried shit. Because my email भी इधर आ रहा है. मेरा दूसरा, he's probably going to some guy is going to some pornographic site also. We don't know on this. उधर से virus आएगा, email में जाएगा. So there's a lot of issues. So to answer your question, so therefore should they open up? So it is like saying, क्या बोले अभी तुमको analogy में? There are some rules on the rules of the road and all that, ना? Driverless cars are coming, but you still would need that यहाँ पे left में ही चलाने का है, right way. I mean, they can go anywhere, नहीं बोल सकते हैं ना? Some rules are required. Yes, ma'am.
So you gave a lot of examples regarding, I think they're more of aggregators than.
There are a lot of examples that we had here. There are more of aggregators, say for example, your Airbnb or Google. In such a situation, if things go wrong, who has the ethical responsibility of taking that? If something is wrong, who's responsible? Is it Uber? Is it the other person?
अभी correct उसके लिए वो रेट में पकड़ा था बेचारे को. The some driver rapes and all that he's caught, right? Kalani ko. But yeah, he is responsible in a way. We should have screened. Now let me take another very different example. Telephone. Right? The other day I complained to Vodafone because I got a call. ICICI Bank sir. Then after 2 minutes, I am calling call from HDFC Bank sir, insurance. I got very irritated. I took those 2 numbers, complained to Vodafone website में जाके लिखा spam आ रहा है वगैरह. So I am doing this to Vodafone. कभी-कभार मेरे को Skype में भी आता है. Some lady saying that hello sweetie. आता है ना? Who do I complain? Google Hangout. Google Hangout में आता है क्या नहीं आता है? Skype में आता है. The worst is your Microsoft. So Hotmail का भी नया नाम है क्या है? उसमें आता है ना उसका. Many such shit will come and keep deleting it, right? Where do I come? Right? So what I am trying to tell you is that these are what are called as over the top players, OTT. Over the top players. Over the top में you are getting it cheap or free. This is part of the game. Cheap में ऐसा झगड़ा करके उठाएगा तो